Hello, welcome. This video is titled Foundation Questions. What this video is going to help you do is going to help you to actually start the research process, where you actually go to websites and look for certain information. So you should have this paper in front of you, and this paper is going to help you come up with the foundation questions. But first you should fill it out with your research topic and your main research question. So for me, I remember it was early humans. Yours might be different. And then my main research question was, how did early humans hunt? So you want to get yours down. How did early humans hunt? So once you have that down, you want to start looking at what your subjects are in your question. So for example, my subject is early humans, and then what they did was hunt. So what you want to do is you want to circle or put a box around your subjects. So I'm going to put a box around early humans, because that's mine. So if yours is about the Holocaust, yours would be Holocaust. If yours is about ancient Egyptians, it would be ancient Egyptians that you would be putting a box around. And then I'm going to use a different color for hunt. Another example could be, if, like, let's say your question is, how did ancient Egyptians make mummies? So your topic would be ancient Egyptians, and then it would be mummies. So you box those two. Okay, now that you have that, what you're going to do is try to come up with questions about early humans, about your subject. So in this example, I'm using early humans. So one thing I would want to find out is when and where did early humans exist? Now I would want to do that because I want to make it clear to my audience who I'm talking about. Because if I just say how did early humans hunt, I could be talking about 10,000 years ago, 2,000 years ago. I mean, early means something different for everybody. So you have to really define that for your reader. So in other words, you have to really define your subject for your reader. So if you're doing Holocaust, you have to say what the Holocaust was. You have to tell your reader that. So that would be one foundation question. If you're doing ancient Egyptians and mummies, you have to tell your reader what a mummy is, and so on and so forth. Another thing I'd want to know about early humans, then I start thinking more and more, like, what else does my reader need to know? And my reader needs to know who they were. So when, where is part of that, but also things like, I mean, how did they live, right? Or like in homes, like in houses or huts or caves, right? So that could be one thing I would write down. How did they live? How did they communicate could be another one. How did they communicate? And so what I start doing is I start filling this paper up with all kinds of questions about early humans, all kinds of questions about my subject, as many as I could. Once I have that, I move on to my next subject, which was hunting. So I'm going to erase this really quick so I can fill that in. So what I asked myself about hunting, what does my reader need to know about hunting and early humans? So what I really would like my reader to know is what they hunted exactly, like what animals. So that's something I can write. I can say what animals were hunted. What animals did they hunt? Another thing I could say is who hunted, right? Was it boys, men, women, everybody? Right? Who hunted? What tools or weapons did they use? What tools / weapons did they use? I'm just writing sloppy here because I'm doing this fast, but you'll write a lot neater. Okay, so that's one example. And so now my job would be to go online or in books and actually try to find the answers to these. You could actually just type in those questions into Google and get answers. Let me do another one for just for kicks. Let's say my research topic was, well, let's do the Holocaust, because I know a lot of you guys are doing the Holocaust. And let's say our question was, what was life like in concentration camps? What was life like in concentration camps? All right, I'm gonna switch to my red. So I need to start. Do my subjects. Concentration camps would be one, right? And life like. Well, actually, the question is incomplete. The question would be, what was life like in concentration camps during World War II or during the Holocaust, right? Let's do during the Holocaust. So yeah, let's do that. Okay, so now, oops. So we said concentration camps, and the next thing would be Holocaust. So we would have to say something like, what were concentration camps? You have to tell the reader what they were. What were concentration camps? I won't write the whole thing. Who was in them, right? Who was in the concentration camps? Another one. What were they for, right? Well, that's probably in this question. And then you would go to the next one, Holocaust, right? What was the Holocaust? When was the Holocaust? Where did it happen? Who was responsible? All kinds of questions like that. So the point is that you come up with lots of different kinds of questions to help you with your research. So then once you have that, you would go and start looking for your answers. So if I say, what was the Holocaust? I could just actually type that in. What was the Holocaust? And I'm sure I'm going to get tons of websites on that. I have the holocaustexplained.org, Introduction to the Holocaust, history.com is decent. This one's really good. BBC is a really respected website. And so I have that. Now I can add this to my bibliography in Noodle Tools, right? If I go to bibliography, I could just add it on in here. All right, so that's basically how that's done. So make sure you fill in this paper forwards and backwards, as many foundation questions as you can, and get to work on finding those answers.